for 25 can't be determined, so 25
You know, I think.
And I
it's
didn't
usually
say-
150 girls.
I just don't know. Just refreshed me. Knowledge, you know.
Grandson is very nice. He was living with me when he was in his girlfriend.
Okay, I see 5:00. Call to order the Finance and Personnel meeting for Tuesday, November 18th. Roll call, please.
Kevin Schmidt.
Here.
John Ortlieb.
Here.
Scott Meverden.
Here.
Midge Swedberg.
Here.
Wayne Schmidt.
Here.
Casey Boer.
Here.
Amy Johnson.
Here.
John Kidd.
Here.
Thank you. Could you confirm the meeting in compliance with the open meetings law?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. I would look for an order to approve or make changes to the order of the agenda. Motion?
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Casey, second by Kevin. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Did everyone get a chance to look at the three meeting minutes, October 6th, October 14th, and October 21st?
Yep.
And are there any questions?
I move approval of all three sets of minutes.
Motion by
I
Amy, second by Dawn. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Consideration of the bills, the general bills. Everybody had a chance to look at the ledger? And are there any questions on that?
See, we had one in there for the boiler control or something down at the wastewater plant. How old is that system?
It's 2000. It's not that old.
I was gonna say, I
I'm
thought,
surprised that it failed. I wanna say it's like 2010.
10, 12, yeah.
not under warranty.
No.
Another thing we bought for the first.
I
I shouldn't ask the question, should you?
highly doubt it.
I'll move
Would've been
approval
cheap.
of the bills. Second.
Motion by Amy to accept the bills and a second by Midge. And a roll call, please.
Midge Swedberg.
Yes.
John Ortlieb.
Yes.
Casey Boer.
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt.
Yes.
Amy Johnson.
Yes.
John Kidd.
Is this include the checkbook register?
This is the check register.
Then I have a question.
We're in the middle of roll
I
call.
didn't realize it was the two were together. I was trying to get it before we started voting, but we started.
Can you vote either yes or no, and I'll allow the question after the vote? We can vote no, it's not gonna change anything.
I'm gonna pass them.
You're going to abstain?
Abstain?
Kevin Schmidt.
Yes.
Scott Meverden.
Yes.
Motion carries with 7 yeses and 1 abstain.
If you have a question, we'll allow it.
Yeah, I saw that there was a $2,200 check to Martin's Construction for curb and gutter on Adams Street. I knew who that was, and why did we pay $2,200? They voluntarily ripped up their driveway, and why are we paying for some of that?
So because that's in the right of way and it was in poor condition already, in order for them to get their driveway right, to match it up, we had to get the curb and gutter right. So instead of us doing it ourselves without time, we paid Mertens to do it since he was there. That way the water flows the correct way and we don't have to worry about any drainage issues there. And their driveway themselves isn't screwed up.
While you were at it, their neighbor next door has a terrible driveway. It doesn't drain, it just sits there, water does.
Well, isn't the policy like if somebody does their own driveway, then the city would do theirs? It's the
We'll
same
try to do our portion
Yes.
of it.
So if they wanna do a new driveway, we can do the same thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
So did you hear that? Yeah.
You're good with that, Dawn?
Yeah, I guess.
All right. All right, next is public comment. Is there anybody here for public comment tonight?
1 second. I don't think there's any conference
Oh, I'm sorry.
attendance, but just we can pop back to that.
Yep. Yeah.
There is not any
Thank you.
conference attendance at this time.
And now, if anybody wants to talk about that conference attendance, anybody here for public comment? Third, thank you. And then the treasurer's report, please.
Sure, so the backside of the sheet has what we typically get every month, revenues and expenditures to date as of yesterday. And then just a couple things to touch on. We received the final payment of the state share revenues yesterday. That was just under $1 million. We are at the point now where we have received levies for all of the taxing jurisdictions in our tax roll process, I guess, for this year. Our mill rate in 2024 was $17.28 per thousand. I can't tell you yet for sure what the mill rate's going to be for 2025 because there are still some state aid numbers that have not yet been released. They should be out later this week and then we can figure that out for sure. But if those numbers were to remain identical to what they were last year, which is not likely, they're gonna move, I can't tell you up or down. The net mill rate for 2025 should be approximately $18.05 per thousand. Now this is not entirely due to the levies just increasing for all of the taxing jurisdictions. That did happen, but our Algoma's share of those levies also went up. So I have a chart down below that shows our share of Kewaunee County's levy went up like 0.3%. Our share of Algoma School District's levy went up over 2%, and NWTC's is pretty minimal. And then obviously we have 100% of the share of the cities, and you'll see that the city's total change is pretty significant. That is pretty much entirely due to the increase in our debt payments for this year. But grand total, looking at 1728 up to 1805. I know when we had our budget workshop, I estimated that the city portion of the increase would be approximately 42 cents. This is coming in closer to about 37 cents, so it's less than I had anticipated. But that's where that's coming in. Once I know for sure what that mill rate is, I'll shoot you all an email so that you're aware of it prior to going into our public hearing on that budget on December 1st, which is when we would be looking to approve that.
Will the mill rate impact the taxes for people?
That's exactly what the tax bill is calculated in.
So if it stays at the 30%, like you said, when the taxes go down, or I don't understand mill rate very well.
If these are the mill rates, like if you're looking at last year's and this year's and somebody's assessment did not change at all, their tax bill will go up.
So you take your assessed property and multiply. Go up from when?
From last year's bill. So if somebody has a $100,000 house, last year, or $100,000 assessed value, last year their tax bill would have been $1,728. This year their tax bill would be $1,805. Potentially, if that, I don't know for sure that that's what that mill rate is going to be, but that's my estimate at this point.
You mentioned those numbers again, please.
Yep, $18.05 per thousand would be what we're potentially looking at this year. That can still change. Last year's was $17.28.
Can I ask something?
Yep.
When you say the percentage of the levy that Kewaunee has and Algoma has that we hold or have now, why does our portion go up?
Because total assessment of the city changes. So it's very hard to explain.
Sorry.
But our assessment from last year to this year, and I don't have the numbers in front of me, went from, I want to say $330 million to $375 million or something. So we went up $45 million. The other municipalities in the county did not go up the same proportionate share as we did. So we grew more than they did, so now we hold a larger piece of the
I
pie.
got you.
Does that
Okay,
make
that makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. And then the only other thing I wanted to touch on is update on the services contract with the city of Kewaunee. Total revenue to date as of yesterday is $101,000. Total paid out to employees for doing the work between wages, retirement, Social Security, and Medicare is roughly $23,500. So net revenue to the city of Algoma so far this year is $78,000. That's everything I have.
Are there any questions, Judy? If not, let's, need the clerk items reported as well.
Sure. So mine is kind of gonna be very election-based because December 1st, is when candidacy papers can start being circulated. So office is up for election with the term ending April 2026 is Mayor Steve Lautenbach, Alder District 1 Kevin Schmidt, Alder District 2 Scott Meverden, Alder District 3 Casey Boer, and Alder District 4 Amy Johnson. Non-candidacy paperwork needs to be turned in by 5 p.m. on Tuesday, December 26th. If it is not turned in by then, I'm not notified, the deadline for turning in paperwork gets extended 72 hours. Yep, and that December 26th is a Friday, as Jamie had just pointed out. So candidates, there's paperwork packets are all put together, or will be put together by December 1st. For anybody who is here, I will have candidates, paperwork for you to pick up. For anybody who is interested, from general public who wants to run, they can also come into my office and I will have those packets all ready for them as well. They can be picked up on December 1st or anytime after. And then I kind of go through the timelines. December 1st is the first day you can circulate paperwork. December 26th is the deadline to file non-candidacy paperwork. January 6th is the deadline to file the nomination papers with all of the signatures. I encourage you to get them in as soon as you have all of your signatures collected, because then I can go through them and tell you, if you're missing, or hey, this one didn't count, it's not in your ward or your district. But completely up to you. January 6th is the deadline at 5 p.m. February 17th is the spring primary, the spring primary if necessary. From what I've been told, we will probably be having a spring primary. April 7th, 2026 is then the spring election. We also had training with Kewaunee County. We did the new tax software receipting process. Looks very easy to use, very user-friendly. And then election training with the Kewaunee County clerk, and then the other clerks in Kewaunee County and their election officials. Most of them brought their chief election inspectors, went very well. And then I will be scheduling a poll worker training in December to recertify the election workers for the next election cycle.
How did you enjoy doing the training?
Good. I like all stuff elections. Elections are like the most fun part of my job, stressful but fun, and so it's fun to be able to talk to other people about it and see, what do they do? Are there things that we can do differently? Are there things they can do differently? I don't have a problem standing up and talking in front of people, as you all know, so it was fun. Sure.
I was an observer at the general election last year, but I've now become on the board. Can I still be an observer?
As long as you are not on the ballot, yes, you can.
Okay.
Anything else for Aaron? If not, I would entertain a motion to accept both of those reports.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Second.
By Kevin and second by John, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Old business, the 2026 budget, Jamie?
I don't have anything, that's just a placeholder. If anybody wants me to do anything specific, otherwise I kind of told you where we're at. There were a few small changes that I've incorporated into the budget after we had our workshop, but they are all things that we discussed.
Any questions? All right. New business would be the budget amendment. Jamie?
Okay, so doing budget amendments very differently than they were done in the past. We're not doing a 50-line budget amendment. The only reason I'm doing a budget amendment now is because I want to move money from the general fund to the capital projects fund. And it is specifically because we budgeted to pay for a lawnmower in the Parks Department out of general operations last year with a transfer to capital. The lawnmower ended up costing $2,045.60 more than we had anticipated, so we are taking that additional money out of the operating budget and moving it to capital to cover that. So that's what this is doing. Just a recap of where the money's being moved from. We're just reducing the expense line for heat at the community building, and then concessions that we buy to sell at the community building, to cover that shortfall. There will be a resolution on the December 1st council agenda approving this as well.
Make a motion to approve the amendment.
Second. Motion by Scott and second by Midge. Roll call.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
Mitch Swedberg,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.
Amy Johnson,
Yes.
Casey Dorr,
Yes.
John Ortlieb,
Yes.
John Kidd.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, any agenda items for the next meeting? Get Matt, Jamie, or Aaron. Our next meeting date is Tuesday, December 16th at 5 o'clock. And I would entertain a motion to go into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85, section 1, subsection C, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, specifically the police department sergeant position.
So moved.
Second.
Scott, second by John, all in favor? Oh, roll call, sorry.
Yes.
John Ortlieb,
Yes.
Casey Dorr,
Yes.
Mitch Swedberg,
Yes.
Scott Meverden,
Yes.
Kevin Schmidt,
Yes.
Wayne Schmidt,
Yes.